All right, Bannock County Commissioners are now in session. There's no adjustments to the agenda, so our first item is indigent.
Yes, Chantel Laulu with Indigent Services. The first case that I have for you today is case number 2024-0002. It's an application for cremation expenses through Cornelison Funeral Home in the amount of $1,200. The deceased is a 61-year-old female. She is a Bannock County resident, was not a veteran. With the information that I was able to obtain, it does appear that she meets criteria to be eligible for assistance, and there is no responsible party available for repayment of this request at this time. Case number 2024-0003, application for cremation expenses submitted by Cornelison Funeral Home in an amount of $1,200. The deceased is a 63-year-old female. Bannock County resident, was not a veteran, meets all criteria, and there is no responsible party available for repayment of this request at this time. And the last case that I have for you is a little bit unique. It's case number 2024-0004, cremation expenses through Wilkes Funeral Home in the amount of $1,200. The deceased was a 53-year-old male. It's unknown if he was a Bannock County resident, so all of the information that I have shows that he was a Bannock County resident up until June of 2023. He did have benefits through the state's website, however, they were discontinued for not being an Idaho resident. He did pass away and was at the hospital for 30 days before being transferred into the care of Wilkes Funeral Home. So he was in Pocatello at the time of his death. They did find a sibling, however, the sibling's contact information was disconnected, and so we're unable to find any information in regards to this individual. So I don't know if he was a Bannock County resident for at least 30 days prior to his death. However, after his death, he was at the hospital for at least 30 days before he was transferred to Wilkes for aftercare cremation. So with the information I was able to obtain, there's nothing that would disqualify him other than unknown if he was a Bannock County resident. So I'll leave that to the discretion of the commissioners if they would like to approve this request for Wilkes Funeral Home in the amount of $1,200.
So you've marked here kind of approved. So all the homework that you've done, you believe that we should pay?
I think that he was a Bannock County resident up until June, and he did pass away here in Pocatello, so that would indicate that he would have been back in Bannock County. We just don't have information detailing where he was prior to his death.
They've already cremated the body, right?
They have. I do believe that they have cremated the body.
And this is one where Chantel's research, along with our relationship with Wilkes and the other funeral homes, where they help with a lot of our coroner services and stuff, I think it's, for the relationship, it's worth doing this one based on the information provided as well.
She always does her homework.
Yes. Yes.
She marked approved here, so I have no problem.
Okay. Mr. Chair, on case 2024-0002, 0003, and 0004, I would move to approve as presented.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
All right. Looks like you're up, Braden.
All right. I have on the agenda presented before you, Braden Clayson, Chief of Staff, I have presented for you the 4 hours that the commission has decided to gift. What's that?
That's not that one. This one's a jail inspection.
Oh, jail inspection, sorry.
But that one is there too.
We'll get back to that one. I just have the approval from our inspection with the sheriff's office last Wednesday.
Okay. Appreciate you doing that and setting that up. I mean, those inspections have gotten a whole lot better.
It was good.
I would also, while we're talking about the jail, like to give the jail staff a lot of kudos. They just passed 2 difficult state audits with flying colors, and the audit that we went through again was fantastic. So a big congratulations and thank you to the staff of the jail for that. And Mr. Chair, I would move that we accept the report as presented.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Dave?
Dave Martinez, Public Defender. I did meet with Ryan, and the information that we had on the social worker met with his approval. It was very similar to what we're doing with D6, but there's some more legal language included in the description, how they work with attorneys, and because there are reporting elements to being a social worker on certain crimes. We put in there also that they're bound by the bar because when they work for us, they have to follow our rules. So,
Any further questions?
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the social worker as requested.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is that going to be grade 14?
12.
12?
12.
Go forth.
Thank you.
Do great things.
Thank you.
Well, enjoy your day.
Oh, yeah. Christie?
Christy Clauser, Comptroller. I have before the board the equitable sharing report again. We found some additional monies that needed to be reported. It's about $628 and change. So I had to update this report. Luckily, I had not submitted it yet. So it just changed the funds received.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we accept the amended equitable sharing agreement report as discussed.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And if I could have that, I'll get Christy a copy.
Okay.
The next item on the, oh,
There's a box here.
did I forget to check the box?
Well, it says I certify that I
Oh.
have
Yeah, that just needs checked.
need checked. Okay.
Sorry. That one's a different report.
Oh,
So let me get, so if
that's where you're going to now?
Yep, that's where I'm going to now. And I don't care about that one being signed, I just need the top one, the one in your left hand.
You need this one.
Yes, thank you. The next item I have for the board is, last week we did the Public Defense Attorney Annual Report for the Public Defender's Office. Dave Martinez was here. This report is for the Office of Conflict. I worked with Katie in that office to get this information put together. So basically there wasn't a lot of information to report simply because she didn't have case information for Rocky. She did fill out case
Wasn't any.
information.
I'm sorry.
She did report information for Matt because she had that information. She was in communication with Jared Ricks and also Mark LaSalle and got recommendations on how to deal with that. You'll see there's going to be, on the front page, explanation for any information or data omitted from this report. Basically, we worked on that verbiage, and it just says that we were unable to get the information and that the caseload information is only for Mr. McCown. That was their recommendation for how to fill in that gap. So this is just a presentation of this report to the board.
That probably needs cleaned up a little bit. But it says Mr. Wixom is not longer
Oh,
employed by Bannock County, and we have been able to get caseload.
well, the report's already submitted.
Oh,
Because in order to print it out,
you had to submit it?
she
Okay.
had to submit it. She
Okay.
was the one that received the report in lieu of no attorneys being there. So it's just not going to look pretty. She can pull it back. So it is what it is. And I helped proof her with that, but it was in between a few trainings.
Well, I just reading there, and
We'll do a better job proofing next time.
That isn't even Marsh Valley.
Ouch.
I'm just,
I'm not sure where she went to school.
I'm sorry. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying.
That's an ouch.
I was just, as I started reading that, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Nope, you're right.
Okay.
So, anyways, so there's that report.
Okay, motion?
Okay, Mr. Chair, I would move that we accept the FY23 Defending Attorney Annual Report as presented.
Have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now, Braden.
Okay, now, Braden Clayton, Chief of Staff, we've got the 4-hour gift of time that the commissioners have allotted to the county employees the last 2 years. We're starting to get questions from different departments about what they're expected to, what their schedules are expected to be post Thanksgiving, and this is something that you guys have done the last 2 years, so we got it ready and drafted. It says very clearly in there, check with your elected official. So we did, we updated that. So it should be, hopefully this year, it's smoother sailing than last.
And all these questions, did you get a single thank you?
Not yet,
I'm
but
sorry.
We'll send it out today and I'll report back.
Okay.
We'll see.
A motion?
I'm trying not to think of something smart to say, so I will just make a motion that we approve the PTO gift as presented.
Be careful, it'll be on an opinion page.
Oh, I have an opinion.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Oh, we have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, keeping me in track. All right, we have a few resolutions. Resolution 2023-83, amended authorizing an order to reallocate funds. Resolution 2023-84, amended authorization in order to reallocate funds. Resolution number 2023-89, approving tax cancellation request. Resolution number 2023-90, authorization to dispose surplus asset property. Resolution number 2023-91, approving October 2023 salaries. Resolution number 2023-92, approving October 2023 alcohol licenses. And resolution number 2023-93, adopting fees for planning and development and road and bridge.
The first two were clarifications. They didn't state what fiscal year we were reallocating the money, so that's why Nancy reviewed those.
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the resolutions as read and presented.
We have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. I guess I didn't need to say presented, because if you read them, that means they are presented.
And then all those will go to Nancy, so she can sign them.
Pay attention on that last one, because they got our names in different order. I almost signed for you.
Well, there's only one spot left, right? You don't you always make it easy for me.
That's kind of dangerous when they change the order.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
All right, next we have letters and notices. First is public hearing notice, vacation of a portion of 2.5 Mile Road. And the second is a notice of vacation, or public hearing notice of vacation of Aubrey, Burt, and Paris and West streets on a subdivision.
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the publication notices as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye. And it costs us about $600 to publicize each of these, is that about right? For these publication notices?
It depends on the size of the publications.
Between the publications and sending out the notices to the neighbors, the mailings, it's
This
about
round did, yeah.
Yeah,
600.
This round did, yeah.
it's about 600.
I don't think that it is every time, but it's, can get there pretty quick, depending on how many people you're sending them out to.
All right. Next, we have, for signature only, and this is the Pine Ridge Mall waiver for release of liability to have our elections over there, and also for a contract for Mountain Shadow for snow removal out of the jail.
How come Levi doesn't do the snow out of the jail?
I don't think he's got a truck with a blade on it.
We don't out there. I talked to Tony yesterday when I went out and visited, and I'm not sure. I mean, 'cause if you look at their prices, they're a little spendy. But I think that we have enough trucks up at the event center and in different locations
Well, Road and Bridge right there.
that during winter hours, Road and Bridge is still pushing snow. So they're gonna be pushing snow, but we have employees and vehicles that I think that we ought to look at investing on a plow.
What, maybe get the times that they have to plow, because I don't know.
It's all dependent on snow.
And they have to be, I mean, if you've got a police car pulling in a Sally Port to drop off an inmate or a detainee, whatever you want to call them, I don't know if they have to 24/7. I don't know what the plowing hours are, but that might be something to
It's on the
consider.
depth of snow, basically, is what it kind of talks about. And like I said, I talked to Tony, and he's not against his employees do the sidewalks and stuff like that, depending on the sidewalks. But
Sometimes they get trustees to do it too. if they
to
have
come in
some-
there and, like I say, I think that it's a conversation we need to have with the different departments and see how busy they are and where we can save a little money. I believe that we
Can we
can.
hold off on that for a few days then to give us opportunity for those conversations? Since you talked to Tony.
Yeah. I mean, we could hold off on it for a few days, no problem, I don't believe, just when, that one's the mall. And all it says is they come out and have snow removal at such times as the snow depth reaches 2 inches. And, no Thanksgiving Day, no Christmas Day, no New Year's Day.
So this doesn't say we have to use them, just says if it's that much, we can call them and they'll come out.
Terms and termination. The contract is for the 23-22 season only. The contract expires 3/31 of the service year, so all contracts are renewed in October for the upcoming season. So we didn't do that.
15 days notice to cancel.
This agreement upon 15 days written notice to the other
Do you have any thoughts on
contract
this?
received.
Sorry, do you have any thoughts on this?
If we can use the employees to do it, or some other option that's not gonna cost anything, I think that's great. I don't see any reason not to wait a couple of days to find out.
This just says contracts received after 11/10 will not be honored. So you might just want to make sure it's signed on Wednesday if you decide to go through it.
Well, it's already received, right?
They have to receive it.
Oh, you mean they have to receive it? Oh,
That's-
okay.
We could do it, sign it on Thursday.
Well, you can always sign it and then cancel.
We can
within
sign it
15
and
days,
we've
too.
got 14 days to talk to everybody and
Well,
send them a notice that we're not.
Or sign it Thursday.
Well,
Do that.
I think it's gonna take a little bit to make sure that we have the blades. We have the truck.
Because if we don't have a
We have-
pickup with blade, we'll have to buy the blade. I don't know what the order turnaround time is on those.
well, this would probably be cheaper than buying the blade and all that other stuff, potentially.
Depends how many,
How much snow we
Or
get.
6
Yeah,
inches per
depends on
car,
the
yeah.
I mean, and that's the question that I haven't asked Tony.
How does Road and Bridge plow their parking lot? Do they have a truck with a blade or are they just using the big snow plows? Do we know?
I think they just use a plow. I don't think they have a blade. We have the blade here. I'm not
Does
sure.
Scott have a blade up there?
I don't think he does, because he was talking about that big truck and how it was tough to push with.
Oh, yeah, the one they bought from the sheriff's sale, that's the one they've been pushing snow with.
So,
And his Ford was too big to kind of reach the smaller spots.
Well, the issue with Scott and his team is they're probably not gonna show up at 4 AM or 5 like the guys around here do,
Right.
which could be an issue for clearing snow on a sally port or things like that.
I think there's a little discussion that we need to have with multiple departments right now. But like I say, I just was out talking to Tony about his other projects, and this contract, we started talking about it a little bit. But the questions I have is, so do they push more than once a day? I mean,
I think there'd be times that have to.
well,
Not very often, but last year we had the day we closed.
Yeah.
And we're there 24/7, they had to be.
I think most of those contracts say anytime you gather more than 3 inches or 4 inches, they'll come back out.
Sometimes they charge a different rate to come back out. I don't see that on here.
no, it just says every push, so.
They do put mag chloride on the lot.
Well, what would you like to do?
I'd just soon sign it today, and then we can have the conversations and just make sure that we hit the date. That's my feelings.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the, the elections request for the Pine Ridge Mall, the liability waiver, and the snow removal contract with Mountain Shadow Landscaping.
You have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. Yeah, that's just you.
All right. So, in the consent agenda, we have alcohol licenses and minutes for October 27th, 31st, November 1st, and 2nd.
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And with that being said, we'll be at recess till 11 o'clock.